Hey everyone, I'm Michelle Lilly. I'm a singer, a songwriter, an entrepreneur, a mom, and yes, I love to cook. Welcome to my channel, Michelle Lilly TV, where you'll find everything from official videos to live shows, and also me cooking right at home all of my favorite recipes just for you. Subscribe now, and welcome to my journey. Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of Cooking with Michelle Lilly on Michelle Lilly TV. I'm so excited to be sharing this recipe with all of you because it's something that many people don't usually do at home, focaccia bread. And people are scared to make bread at home, and I say don't be scared. So I'm gonna give you my recipe, and we're gonna be making the whole wheat version so that it's healthy, the organic version so that it's extra healthy, and the fun version, of course, because it's Michelle Lilly TV. So let's get baking. However, before we do so, please subscribe to my channel, Michelle Lilly TV, and click the little bell right there in the corner so that you can be notified each time I make a new video, and you'll be one of the first to know. And after you watch this video, click like and write me your comments. Let me know if you've tried the recipes at home, if you've changed something up a bit, or if you love it just as is, because I really truly enjoy to know what each and every one of you think. So let's get baking and come along for the ride. So today's recipe is quite simple and requires very few ingredients. Like usual, I always show them to you before I start. We have some black pepper, we have some Mediterranean sea salt, some whole wheat flour, organic of course, 100% whole grain, some all-natural rosemary, extra virgin olive oil over here, and active dry yeast. You will be needing some honey for this recipe, just a little dab, and with this one we're going to be using wildflower honey. So just a quick note, I have my trusty KitchenAid right over here, and we will be doing it with this kneading hook, okay, so that it will knead the dough as we pour the ingredients in. So we're going to be putting in 2 1/4 teaspoons. I'm just pulling out my little spoon. So, of active dry yeast. So that's 1 teaspoon right over there. Go ahead and put that in there. 2 teaspoons right over there. And 1/4. Well, that's a half, so I'll use half of the half. Just make things easier. Okay. So 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast, then 1 cup of warm water. It's usually between the temperatures of 90 and 110 degrees. So we just dip that in there. Okay, and I went ahead and got my honey, and we're just gonna put 1 little squeeze in there. Now this helps activate the yeast. That's a little trick. Some people use sugar. I use honey. We're going to be keeping it healthy. And we just give it a little stir and put that aside for about 10 minutes, and it will start to foam up and thicken. Okay, so here we are. While that yeast is finishing up, we're going to go ahead and put some of our dry ingredients into the mixer. So right here I have 1 teaspoon of salt. Go ahead and put that right away. And here I have 2 1/2 cups of our whole wheat flour. Put that in right there. Ooh. Okay. 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. So let's close up that KitchenAid, lock it, put on that cover, and lightly mix everything, all while we drizzle in that olive oil. And it's been 10 minutes now, and look at this beautiful yeast, nice and foamy, has definitely activated. We'll go ahead and pour that in as well. We're gonna let that mix until it's nice and smooth and quite doughy. In the meantime, maybe I can raise that speed a little bit. Okay, so I removed that little plastic cover. Let's like that and get in there. Incredible. I can see that dough starting to form. It's amazing. Okay, so as you can see, it's very doughy, and it's been in here for about 3 minutes total from when we started to add all of the ingredients until now. So I would say that it's good to go. We can stop that. Oh, look at that texture. I will go ahead and remove that, and I'll flour my surface right over here. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of flour on the bottom. Not to make a giant mess, but just to give it a floured surface. And we're gonna go in there, take this beautiful dough. Oh wow, it's just incredible.
We can get it on tonight. I'ma show you love. Everything I wanna do, let's go tear it up. Singing it in the ear. Oh la 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 la.
That's what it looks like after some kneading. Forward surface. Get right in there. Okay. Roll it around. There we go. So that is my beautiful dough in a lightly oiled glass bowl, and I'm just gonna go ahead and cover that with some plastic wrap and let it sit for 1 hour. And there you go. See you in an hour. Okay, so here we are. It's been 1 hour, and this is what our dough looks like right now. It's definitely doubled in size. So I went ahead and took a 9x13 cookie sheet with a nice rim, and you don't have to worry about, you know, putting oil or butter down. We're just gonna go ahead and put some parchment paper. This way it doesn't stick, okay? And then, well, on the parchment paper, I would just put a little drizzle, just so that it gets a little crispy more so on the bottom of the focaccia bread. And we're gonna go ahead and take the focaccia bread. Oh, look at that. It's amazing. And place it right in the center of your pan and start kneading it. And we're gonna start kneading it and pulling it to the edges so that you start to fill the pan. And just like pull it apart, it's gonna go easily. And the more dimples you get in the focaccia itself, the better it is, because it gives it its shape and the characteristics of a focaccia bread, which has that dimply effect. So I'm trying to even it out. Remember, this is not a pie, so it shouldn't have, like, it shouldn't come upwards. It should be flat. And just make sure that it's quite even all around the dimples. And that's exactly what it looks like right now. So let's just put a drizzle of olive oil. That's about 2 tablespoons. And we're just gonna cover that with plastic wrap again and let that sit for an extra 20 minutes. I just wanted to give all of you a little update. This is the focaccia bread after we let it sit for an additional 20 minutes. It has fluffed up just a little bit more. And right here, we're just gonna sprinkle some salt to one's liking, also pepper to one's liking, the rosemary, of course. That's a very important ingredient, don't forget that. And additional 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Put a little bit of salt, just a little bit of pepper, not too much, and lots of rosemary. That for certain. You're gonna see how good it's gonna make the oven and the whole house smell in a little bit. Okay, and last but not least, another drizzle of olive oil. And I would say it's definitely ready to go in the oven. It's set for 425, and we're gonna pop that baby in for about 20 to 25 minutes. keep a look at it, make sure it starts to rise and it's lightly brown, and then you'll know it'll be ready to come out. Let's go. So I just want to give you all some ideas after this beautiful focaccia comes out, because it is whole grain and it'll have all of the rosemary on top. I know that a lot of kids won't want to eat it. They're gonna say, I don't like whole grain, it's icky, and the rosemary and all the herbs and spices, you know, kids like sit there for hours and they pick everything out. So I suggest turning it into pizza. Just grab any kind of tomato sauce you have, whether that is fresh homemade tomato sauce or even just a jar of tomato sauce, classico tomato sauce. Just put a little spoon of tomato sauce on there, grate some mozzarella cheese. If you don't have regular mozzarella, I'm sure all you moms and dads have some mozzarella cheese sticks. Just chop up some cheese sticks and throw it on top, pop it into the oven for a minute or two until the cheese starts to melt, and voila, you will have fresh pizza. And I'm sure your kiddos will then want to eat their whole wheat pizza with rosemary, although they probably won't ever even know. So it'll be our secret. Okay, mom trick. Bye. It's been in there for about 22 minutes, and that's what it looks like. Wow, lightly brown. Sophie's calling. Let me get this out of the oven. Okay, so here it is. I have my bread knife over here, and I'm going to cut it up in squares. I'm drinking a little glass of Chateau Saint Michel because we like Michels in this household. And like I said earlier, I will do the kids version. So for the kiddos, this is exactly what I did. I left a bit and I put some tomato sauce on it, and then all you gotta do is sprinkle some cubes of cheese and they will love it. Okay, and here is the pizza version of my whole wheat focaccia. Perfect for kids or even for adults, honestly. And by the way, I did like to mention that the reason why my focaccia is on the skinnier side is because it's just our personal taste in this household. We love a thin focaccia that's a little more on the crunchy side, and that's why I believe it really works well for the pizza. And so it's not chewy or spongy in any way. It makes a really great pizza base. So voila, enjoy and buon appetito. All right, so there you go. Enjoy this whole wheat organic focaccia bread with rosemary. Until next time, hope you enjoy this recipe and make sure you subscribe to Michelle Lily TV. Ciao. Wow, I actually really packed it in quite well. So we're gonna go ahead and remove this plastic if I can get it off. Okay, so there you go. Oops. That's for the dogs.